And let's roll out, roll out, roll out, roll out, let's roll out.
All right, let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. This is episode number 3 of season 2 of Food, Fitness, and Fun with Dre
What's good?
and JD.
All right.
I'm going to try to be a little more calm today, a little less loud today because my mic was sounding crazy last time. I had the settings too high and I was too close. So I pushed it far away and I'm going to try to be a little lower. So just a heads up, trying to set the tone here today. So first we're going to start with food. I'm going to talk about something that we all can do. A lot of times we go to the store and we get a nice breakfast sandwich, bacon, egg, and cheese, BLT, whatever you like. And that's cool. Oh, I've got specs on. Hold on. For the YouTube community, I'm sorry. Back at it. A lot of times we go to the store, we get our nice little breakfast sandwich, hook it up with whatever we like, salt, pepper, oil, vinegar, all that fly shit. But you know what we forget? That they have vegetables behind the counter. You can put some veggies right on that breakfast sandwich. So here's a breakfast sandwich I get sometimes when I'm on the go or I'm on my way home, but I got a lot of things to do when I get there. I'll get an egg and cheese sandwich and then load it with vegetables. So this is an egg and cheese on a hero or a foot long, whatever y'all call it, a hoagie, all the same thing. And this is egg, cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, peppers, and sometimes when I get home, if I'm close enough, I'll even add some more veggies. I'll throw some baby spinach in there and hook it up. So that's something simple that everyone can do, especially if you are on the go. You can let them know, hey, my man, hey, yo,
Only if you go to Ox store, you can say, hey, Ox,
hey, yo,
what's going on?
put some
So let
green
me ask
peppers
you,
and onions on there. What's up?
when you do you do this like the whole egg? Do you do it scrambled, or do you like egg whites? How you like to prepare it? Or how you have them prepared?
I let them do it scrambled. A lot of, corner store don't really have too many options. They don't usually do egg whites at the bodega.
Okay.
But I like to go with what they have. Some spots do, just like some of the bodegas now, because of gentrification, they have like a salad bar. That's when you could really get a fly sandwich. You like, yo,
Right.
can I throw carrots and mushrooms and broccoli and all type of
Yeah.
craziness in there? And
Yeah.
you can. So I try to go based on the spot. Like one spot I go to, they don't have green peppers half the time. They annoy me. So it's just like onion, lettuce, and tomatoes. But
Okay.
you work with what you got. But I feel like this is something that everybody can do. I know a lot of people buy their food, especially when you're on the go in the morning and you're trying to really get your day started. So I figure this is a cool little tip. I do it a lot, when I do get breakfast, which I'm not big on breakfast sandwiches and stuff like that. But when I feel like, I want some eggs today or actual breakfast because my schedule is weird, I sometimes get like an egg and cheese sandwich. So I figure,
Oh, yeah.
I'll load it up with veggies. You can still put, your salt, your pepper, whatever you like, oil, vinegar, mayonnaise, ketchup, whatever. But my point is to up the veggies. So I try to get in there and up the veggies. So I figured that'd be a cool little thing to show y'all. I got a video to be on the screen. You know how we do.
Let's be more specific. Hold on, now I got questions now.
All right,
Now,
hit
do
me.
you? Because I used to hit the bodegas all the time. I
Right.
used to love it. Do you do it on a bagel? Do you just do it on the roll? Do you have
Well,
it?
if
If you
it,
do it on
so
a bagel, is it toasted? The America wants to know.
yeah, so if I'm really hungry, I get the hoagie, the hero. I
Uh-oh.
go in.
Oh, okay.
Now, if I'm not, and I'm gonna do a smaller thing, I don't get a roll. I like to do it on a toasted everything bagel.
Oh, the everything bagel.
Come
That's
on,
way that's super
son.
New York right there.
Everything is
Put everything in
everything.
there.
You
I
know what
get
I'm
an
saying?
everything
Give me
bagel.
the everything bagel.
Cats
Poppy
don't know about
seeds,
that.
sesame seeds,
Yeah,
everything.
that's some straight NYC morning
Come on,
breakfast. You know
man.
what I'm
Give
saying?
me it on the everything bagel. Stop playing,
Mm,
Og.
you know what I mean? Yo, I used to do mine. I know sometimes people get coffee or tea. I'd be like, yo, let me get a hot chocolate with that though.
Why
You
not?
know what I mean? Yo, let me get a
Why
hot chocolate.
not?
If it's like a cold,
I'm about
winter,
to say,
yo,
right.
let me get that raisin bagel, toast it, throw a
That's
little
right.
butter on there. Same egg and cheese
Hey,
sandwich you talking about.
right.
But then let me get a hot chocolate.
Let me get a
Let
hot
me say,
chocolate.
yo,
Why
let me
not?
enjoy myself. You know
Right.
what
You know
I'm
what I'm saying?
saying?
Sometimes you gotta do
Hey,
that. You know what I'm
take
saying?
that ride in the subway.
Woo!
Just eating your sandwich.
Eating your sandwich. Those are definitely the BC days. Definitely before the
Yeah.
virus. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Can't do
yeah,
that
you
now.
can't do that
Can't be
no
on the
more,
train
right?
busting down a sandwich now.
I know, right?
Those were the
Oh
good
well.
old days. You know what I'm saying? You could just be
Blame
on
it.
just you and your friend busting down and say,
Yeah,
where's that? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, son.
it's crazy.
But
Unicron
yeah.
destroyed everything.
You know what I'm saying? It's over.
Unicron
It's
and
gone. See?
Megatron.
And the new one, what's the new one? Stealth. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They
Oh
got
God.
tired of alpha, beta, gamma, kappa. You know what I'm saying?
And it's
Stealth.
like right.
It's a
No.
ninja. You can't even see it coming. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? This
Stealth.
I'm
Straight from
back.
the streets of Shaolin. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
This is the ninja virus.
That's
Why
it.
not?
Cut your throat in the dark. That's it.
I
So
get.
that's food. It'll be up on the screen. I have a couple different videos of it because I take videos of my food and stuff. So there'll be different versions up there. And yeah, that's it for food. So let's get right into fitness. Something that's a hot topic. We don't really do these too often, but on Twitter, there's an article I sent you from. It was Business Insider, right?
Okay.
I
I
sent you the
feel like it
screenshot
was.
though. Yeah, hold on.
Yeah,
I can
you see
check
the
it. I
screenshot.
can.
I can't. I don't know if I could see the publication because I just read the little bit that you sent me.
Okay, it's from Digital Culture
Yeah,
Insider,
Gives you a culture insider. Sounds like a small
aka
publication.
Internet Insider.
Yeah, small
So it
publication.
basically says, I'm gonna summarize it for the people, and we could put
Hmm.
the screenshot on the screen. But it's saying that a lot of the people who are internet influencers, a lot of the people who are fitness cats on the internet, steroids is running rampant through that community. That's what it said. Not making it up. It'll be on the screen. It says that a lot of these people are taking steroids. They're addicted to steroids. As Dre has said, they're trying to keep this look 24/7, and they are creating body dysmorphia for themselves and doing a lot of damage to their bodies. So I wanted to bring that up and just talk about it because you've brought that up. You've said before, like, yo, Cats is out here trying to keep the look 24/7. That's not how it was. So I'm gonna let you dive in and
Yeah, I mean we've talked about steroids on this podcast a few times, and I know a lot of times we go in on the Hollywood cats, right? The Thors and the Rock, and we like that's not even like a real thing. Okay, fine.
right,
Um, and then we also talked about your social media influencers, and so this
right,
article is very interesting because it's something that I feel like we've been saying, something that I've always knew, and
yep,
that is, yeah, more cats are on the juice, if you
right,
will, than they're willing to admit.
right,
People don't want to say that they're taking a plethora of steroids
right,
or you know and you can get caught up in the semantics. So when I say that, I mean like people will say, oh, I don't take steroids because
right,
steroids is a particular class. But they're not saying is that they take PEDs, which is performance enhancement drugs. So it
right,
may not be quote unquote steroid, but it is another drug that they're taking.
right.
What's very um, popular right now, it's been popular for the past few years, is something called SARMs.
Mm,
So SARMs isn't steroids per se, but a lot of SARMs act like a steroid, and there are dozens of different SARMs. The
mm,
reason why you might see more people taking SARMs than steroids being illegal is still kind of hard to get. I mean, you can
mm-hmm.
get them. It's not super duper hard. You can get them. But SARMs is basically legal. It's like in that middle ground. right? So SARMs are like research chemicals. So let's
Ah,
say, you know, I'm a fifth grade teacher and I want to do a project on, some frogs or something
right.
with my class. I
Uh-huh.
can buy research chemicals and that's not illegal. And when I
Ah.
buy those research chemicals, I have to say when I'm buying it, I am not using this on human beings. And as long as I press that button or make that declaration that I'm buying it, I can have it. So I didn't purchase it illegally. Now, once I get it,
Mm.
I use it on myself. And so there's a
Ah.
whole category of drugs which are called SARMs that mad people are using. Yo, you have no idea. That's why you ain't hear about it right now. You have
Yo.
no idea. So the article is right, but it's not right because it's like steroids is one thing, and I'm
Hmm.
not saying that people are not, but the
Right.
SARMs, that's what the kids are using. The kids are on the
Mm.
SARMs, baby. So they'll just say, and it's dozens and dozens of different SARMs.
Wow.
That's a whole different conversation. But the problem is they're on it. They're not being honest in saying it.
Right.
And they look great or cut or whatever. They got these bodies that are hard to achieve. Yeah, and
Right.
they're acting like, oh yeah, when I wake up in the morning, I do this exercise and I do that exercise and I make sure I
Right.
point my toes a certain way and
Right.
I go out there and ride my bike. And it's like, I'm not saying you don't do those exercises, and I'm not saying you don't enjoy whatever activities you enjoy, but you're missing a whole big part of what you're really doing.
Right.
And a lot of that is these research chemicals, you
Mm.
know. And when it comes to steroids, it's like steroids is still quote unquote illegal. So and I've said this before, you can't just come out and say, I'm taking steroids, especially
Right.
if you're very popular social media
Hmm.
influencer. You're a very popular social media influencer. It's like, I'm not going to get on. I said this before. I'm not going to get on and be like, oh yeah, for me to lose a lot of weight, I like to do, I just take some cocaine and blah. No, why would I say that?
Right.
That's an illegal thing. You can't
Right.
do that. So why would I want to mess up whatever advertisements I'm getting, and
Sponsorships.
sponsorship is what I'm trying to say, right?
I got you.
Sponsors and maybe have the police come to knocking on my door asking me
Definitely.
about something that I said because
Right.
I'm trying to keep it real. Nah,
Keeping it. That's when keeping it real goes wrong.
goes wrong. Yeah, they're not going to
That's
come
that
out and
Dave
say that.
Chappelle shit.
Yeah, no doubt. They're not going to come out and say that. So they have people believing in what? What did I say? Our first coming back. The illusion. Have you believing in the illusion that, oh yeah, I'm 27 and I have this
Right.
great body and it's all because of this, whatever diet they
Chicken and
want to.
broccoli.
The chicken and broccoli, son. It's the chicken, broccoli, and brown rice.
Son, that's the
Yeah.
classic, son.
I
Chicken,
get chicken,
broccoli, brown
broccoli, and,
rice.
and brown rice. I just
Come
eat
on,
so much of
son.
this chicken and broccoli, brown rice,
8 times
and
a
that's
day.
right. It might be that, or it might. Oh yeah, I do intermittent fasting. Yes, I intermittently fast. I'm not saying that they don't, but you ain't
Right.
get like that way from doing intermittent fasting. You know what I'm saying? Or I keto. It's because I don't really. I hate carbs. Carbs are the enemy. I do keto, blah 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 blah, and so it's for me, it's a problem because it's like I think I told you before. Like I picked up a couple of clients. I got a few clients now,
Right.
and they're looking at those influencers, and so
Of
they're
course.
coming and they're just like, "Oh yeah, I want to look like this person," and
Right.
I'm like,
Do you
So
got the
let's
juice?
right now, if you know how to get to smoothie time,
Right. You gotta get that.
maybe
You gotta get the juice.
you know what I'm saying. Who got the juice now?
You know what I'm saying? You've got the juice
You
now.
know what I mean? It's like, yo, you're gonna unless we're talking about putting you on PEDs, performance
Right.
enhancement drugs,
Right.
you're not gonna look like that. And
No.
I also want to say that you can tell that a lot more are taking them because a lot more people are dropping dead
Yeah.
and they're getting younger and
Oh,
younger.
you've been saying that throughout the time we've been potting.
I've been, yeah, yeah, you see it. It's not like, steroids became very popular 50s, 60s, 70s, you
Right.
know, and you could easily call it the dark times because they didn't really know. I mean, they were creating these chemicals about the 50s. Bodybuilders start finding about the 60s. They got
Right.
popular, and people didn't know. And so, if you coming through that Arnold Schwarzenegger age, it's 71, it's 68. You just try this, try that.
Right.
Oh, you took 3 of those and he dropped that. Okay, only take 2. Only take 2.
Only 2 now, okay, fellas?
Right, because we didn't
Just
know
2.
3 killed you. We didn't know 3 killed
Right.
you. Okay, so take 2. They didn't know. But now look how much years we have. And
Right.
remember what I said. I think I said in another part that we did, because you had asked, Dre, would you ever do them? And it's like, I'm not against them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe in self-experimentation, but I also said I can't afford them, so I'm not going to front of myself. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if I could afford them, I'd be like, yo, I'm gonna give this a try. This is crazy.
Right. You be with the Rock in them.
Right. I mean, all night. Never go to sleep.
You know what I'm saying?
Why do you sleep for? I
Right.
got movies to make.
It's 2 a.m. and I've got 2 sets left, okay? 2
Right.
sets left
Right.
at 2 a.m. All right.
I got to put the chain on to do dips.
You know
I
what I'm
need
saying?
the chain on me to do dips.
With the 45 hanging at the end of the
With
chain.
the 45 hanging, it's kind of
Come
like,
on, son.
like I got a 45-pound penis, and I'm just
You know
going
what
to, yeah,
Right.
yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. And like any magician, it's so funny. I was just watching Prestige the other night. Man, so good. It's so good. You know what I mean? We could talk about that later, but it's like,
Come on now.
Prestige is so dope because it's like any magic trick. You know what I'm saying? It's like what both of these magicians are trying to say. It's like, yo, people are going to beg you for the secret, but once you tell them the secret, they won't have nothing to do with you. So why would someone come out and say, I take this steroid, this SARM, that SARM? Why would you watch their show? How are they going to keep those numbers up?
Why would I do that?
Right. They got to keep the mystery. They got to keep it a secret. They got to be like, well, yeah, chicken and broccoli. So you could go and get chicken and broccoli. Brown rice. Oh, no, I take this particular pre-workout. And when I take this pre-workout, it looked me. And then when I'm finished, I have this kind of protein shake. And then when I'm done with that, I have these kind of branched chain amino acids. And go out and buy these things. Spend $200 a month.
Pay my sponsors.
Right. This particular vitamin with this particular protein shake can look this way. And the truth of it is the magic behind it that you're not talking about is you're on roids. You're on PEDs.
The shit.
You know what I'm saying? And so
you want that shit, baby.
Right. And people are not feeling the things that we talking about because we on some like, yo, super regular. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, regular, yo. Like, you know what I'm saying? Why are you trying to go after something that you can't get unless you're going to get on drugs? If you, I don't want to get on drugs, then you need to get a body that you can actually maintain. Right. Just on like good diet, get some good workouts in.
Because it's not to say that things are not achievable. Right. But it's like you said, like cats don't maintain 3% body fat 365 days of the year.
Impossible.
You know what I'm saying?
You can only do that. I mean, you could do that for a moment in time. If you got, man, I'm a bodybuilder and I got a show on this day, I get that. Right. Or, hey, I got this photo shoot coming up. I want to look this way. Right. I get that. So you'll do it for that time. And this is what we were saying before. In those days, you didn't see Arnold when he wasn't in front of the camera. You didn't see, you know what I'm saying? There was none of this. I got to constantly look this way. Nah. These new fitness influencers are killing themselves because they got to look that way all the time.
That's right.
You know what I mean? I got to go to Dubai. I got to look this way. I got another trip in Africa somewhere. I got to look this way. I got to come back. I got this California thing. I got to look. I got to come to New York. So you breaking yourself.
Yeah, you know that engine is going.
And they dropping, bro. They dropping. Especially with the SARMs, because the SARMs, like I said, are research chemicals. So a lot of these research chemicals were never intended for human beings.
Right.
You know, so you reading studies on what this did to a rat, or what it did to a monkey or something.
Right.
And okay, I guess I'll give it a try.
Meanwhile, the last thing they tried it on was Cobra. Human work. Human work. I'm done with y'all. I'm on to the next topic. They're not ready for that.
Exactly.
They're not ready for that. You know what I'm saying? It's like they just gonna do their human work. Human work. Human work. Human work. Anyway.
Human.
You know what I'm saying? Son, come on. Let's keep it moving. I ain't messing with
you
them.
You love human more than ape.
You know what I'm saying? Caesar loves human more than ape.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I gotta be real. I know we're not supposed to get the fun yet, but I'm really, really intrigued about what he's gonna do. The director of that series, the director of the Planet of the Apes series that came out most recently that we love, Matt Reeves.
Yeah.
He's doing this Batman trilogy and this Batman TV show. I'm really, really curious to see where he's gonna go because I really like him as a director.
Oh, he killed it.
And he killed that Planet of the Apes shit. So I'm curious to see where he's gonna go with this Batman. You know, I'm not a big Batman fan. I don't think we need Batman every 5 years. They have a million characters in DC. We talk about this all the time off the mic. But I'm really curious to see what Matt Reeves is gonna do because Matt Reeves got skills, man.
Yeah, I'm curious too. I'm keeping an open mind. You know, I'm like, all right. You know, I always do that with all my films, any TV show. Before I come in and be like, it got to be this way, and a comic book is this way, and the other music, nah. You can start fresh, make a dope story. If the story is dope, I'm gonna be like, yo, that was dope.
I'm just a little nervous because this first film is based off the Long Halloween comic.
Yep.
And that is an iconic, legendary comic book. So the fact that they're going in with that, that makes me a bit nervous.
That's what I'm saying. Don't do that. And you know, you can maybe make this to the end. I don't know, but like, don't do that to yourself. I know you know that comic. I know that comic as well. But don't go in with those preconceived notions because when you do that, then you're not starting at a fresh slate. You're already setting up the game pieces. You got to come in fresh, clean page. Tell me a story.
Yeah, I'm not a comic purist. I'm not a person who believes exactly what's on the comic needs to identically be on the screen. And historically, when people have done that, it hasn't always worked. Audiences have not always been happy. Like Watchmen is a good example. The movie Watchmen was about 95% identical to the comics. He really only changed the end, and the change he made, people hated when Zack Snyder made that change at the end. But largely, that movie didn't do what a lot of people thought it was going to do. And there are other films that they've basically put the same thing from the comic on the screen. It hasn't gone well. So I'm not a comic book purist. I believe, like you said, make a dope story, improve it, do fly shit. But that makes it hard for me because sometimes, okay, I'll give the example of Civil War. Civil War is one of my favorite Marvel comics. And when the movie came out, people were super excited, but I wasn't. Because I knew Marvel was limited with what they could do. They didn't own a lot of the characters. They couldn't really do anything even remotely close to what the comic was. So when that film came out, I was really nervous. Now, I came in with an open mind, and it was a good film. But that shit ain't nowhere near as crazy as the comic. Like, it scratches the surface maybe, but the comic is nuts. Like, the comic is nuts, but they couldn't do it. And I give them a pass for that. I get it. Maybe they'll do it later on now that they own everything and have deals and stuff. But before they couldn't, you know what I'm saying? They couldn't do a lot of the things because it started with like a remix of the Mutant Registration Act. So it was like the hero or something. I forgot the exact name, but it was basically like heroes and villains now had to register their name with the government and reveal their identity. That's what it was. So they did their own little remix, and it was cool, but it's not going to be the same as that comic, and that's hard for me when they do that. When you take these iconic things and put them on the screen, it makes it really, really hard to fill those shoes. And that's why I get nervous every time they do that. Now, if you just tell me, hey, this is Batman, and don't tell me what it's coming from, and I just go and say, oh, okay, I know what comic this comes from, that's different. But when you announce, hey, based on the very famous comic book, Dre and the Bricks, we're doing this movie. Now I'm like, oh, but I know Dre and the Bricks. You see, now I can't help but when I'm in the theater, I'm like, but that's not the color the bricks were. But he would never wear
Yeah.
that t-shirt.
Yeah.
I ain't even got his signature beanie on.
Right.
See, y'all fucked it up. That makes it hard for me.
Yeah. And and I dig that, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta understand, most people are not comic book readers, especially comic book purists. Most cats don't even read comics. So when you same thing like books, whatever, it's the same thing, a movie comes out based on the book. The people who read the book are always like, but you should read the book. You have to read the book. Oh my God, so much they're not telling you with the book. And it's like, I don't give a fuck about the book. Right. I'm watching the movie. You know what I'm saying? Now, if the movie is so dope that I'm so intrigued that I'm like, yo, I'm gonna pick up this book because that was one of the dopest movies ever. But it's like if the movie is kind of like blah, to be honest, I probably won't pick up the book. You know, even though people are like, oh, the book is way better. So yeah, sometimes you do something a disservice, but yeah, I'm gonna walk in there with a blank slate as much as I can, and just be like, all right, let me see what you do with it. You know what I'm saying? Let me
Did you get the email today from AMC?
I didn't check. I don't know.
All right, I'll tell you off mic. I don't want to spread the word too much, but they're doing something with the movie, kind of a special situation.
All right.
Yeah. All right, so let's get this last one off. We had a debate set, something we spoke about a while ago off mic that we said we're gonna save for the pod.
Yep.
So the debate was cardio does not equal leg day. That's your stance, so I'll let you spark it.
Okay. So yeah, you and a lot of people think, and I used to think this way too, that doing legs is cardio and doing cardio is legs. Like they're equivalent. Meaning, hey, I get on the treadmill, maybe I run, maybe I walk, maybe I do an elliptical. I'm doing legs. So I don't really have to do legs because I just, did all this walking, or I did this run, or, I was on elliptical, I rode my bike. It's a lot of like leg action when you're riding the bike. I don't have to do legs. Well, the reason why that is not completely true, because obviously you are using your legs to make the movement. The reason why that's not completely true is because when we're talking about fully developing the leg, which is strength training, we have to hit all the fibers, muscle fibers in that leg.
Okay.
And if you don't do particular movements, you're never going to fire up those muscles.
Okay.
So let's take an example. Walking, super easy to do, right?
Super regular.
Great exercise.
Right.
However, your body, you gotta understand, us being human beings, your body is trying to use the least amount of energy to get the work done, right? Okay. So we know walking doesn't take a lot. Anybody could do it. As soon as you're 6 months, you could start, you could do it. Doesn't take a lot of work. Or riding your bike, right? That's a lot going into maybe your quads, but your hamstrings won't get activated when you're doing that. So if we look at the full leg, quads, hams, glutes, even calf muscles, how are we firing up all these different muscles? You have to do particular exercises. So look at the energy it takes to do a squat based on the energy it takes to walk, the energy it takes to run based on doing leg extensions. You see what I'm saying? Way more muscles have to be engaged in order to perform that particular task or activity.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it?
Yes, go ahead. Go in.
All right, listen, I've been trying to be better. Season 1, they said I cut you off all the time. I'm trying to be better. You know what I'm saying? I try to listen to the feedback from our teeny tiny community.
Right.
So, I don't agree with that. I agree with part of it, yes, but part of it, no. I agree that when you're doing these cardio exercises, you are not using all of the muscles. I agree with that part. But there's a large community that say leg day and cardio, or let me word it properly. They basically say if you're not doing legs, your legs are weak. If you're only doing cardio, you can't fuck with cats who do leg day. And I've proven that not true. We used to do the elliptical for an hour and 5 minutes. We were wilding the fuck out. We
I
did
still
30
do.
minutes backwards and 30 minutes forward. We did that shit 5 or 6 days a week. And
Easy.
there was a cat that used to come to the gym with us. I ain't gonna say no names. And he did not do cardio. He was in great shape. He didn't need to do cardio. He was working on the six pack. He had abs. He was very lean. He said, hey, I don't need to do cardio. Never had a debate with that. I said, hey, listen, you're in a place where a lot of us are trying to be. I get it. Salute. And then he started with this, y'all can't fuck with me shit. He started, yeah, but can't none of y'all do leg day with me. Can't none of y'all do leg. Why don't y'all skip the elliptical one day and try to do legs? I bet y'all can't do leg day. I said, all right, cool. I'm going to do it. So one day I skipped elliptical. I said, how long you going to do legs? He said, I do about 30 minutes. I said, okay, I'm going to do the 30 minutes with you. He said, you're not going to do no elliptical? I said, no. Maybe I'll do elliptical after. Let's see what your workout looks like. So he went on the linear leg press. He start throwing his shit up there, all his plates. He's like, yeah, I usually do this much. After I do my set, you could take some off. I said, okay, no problem. He did his sets. He said, how much you want me to take off? I said, nothing. He said, Jay, you crazy. You don't even do anything for legs. And at that time, I didn't. Only elliptical. I said, nah, leave it. That's what you do? He said, yeah, that's what I do. I said, okay, and how many reps? Told me, okay, cool. I matched his workout and then went on the elliptical. I had no problem. The legs were strong. The legs were chilling. So what I'm saying is, yeah, all of the leg muscles are not engaged. Even when I went to physical therapy, they said we do different workouts to engage different parts of different muscle groups. Legs have different muscle groups. I got no problem with that part. What I have a problem with is a lot of cats who say, if you're not doing legs specifically, like if you're not doing quote unquote leg day, then you're not doing anything for legs. Your legs are weak, you're not in shape, you can't hang. Those are the things that I have an issue with.
Okay. So let me respond to that. Because I remember those times. Obviously, we spent a lot of time together.
Yep.
And the thing is, if you remember, we did do legs. We never had a workout where we never did legs. We didn't do legs as much as I might do now, but we did legs maybe once a week, right? We had different days for different muscles, and legs was one day. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, we would still go and do elliptical. So, in terms of the elliptical exercise, yeah, like we had like great muscular endurance. You know what I'm saying? But as you know, in order to get the muscle to grow, muscular endurance is good, but you have to progressively overload. And so if our weight from doing endurance is actually going down because we're losing weight, but we're still, and we're still keeping that constant of like that 65 minutes, there's no way for that muscle to actually grow because, as you know, you start getting used to it, right? At first, it's like, man, this was hard. Within a couple of months, it's like, man, this is easy. This is nothing, So the muscle itself, it will develop to a certain point, but now you're not providing any additional stimulus. And the only way you can provide additional stimulus is doing more weight or more time. And we really didn't go past 65, even now and
but
then
we
sometimes.
did up the resistance though.
Yeah, we were up the resistance, no doubt. And sometimes if we could, I know I would like maybe
do stuff with incline and stuff like that.
Inclines and stuff like that, right? So yeah, you could kind of modify that. And that will give you, some sort of progressive overload. But like I said, you're not fully developing that leg unless you're engaging in exercises that get all the fibers of that muscle. So this is why I had to disagree with you, because Yes, I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying you don't feel it in your legs, but you're going to feel it in particular parts. Your hamstrings are not going to, you're not going to get off there and be like, oh man, our hamstrings. You might feel it in your glutes a little bit, but you're not going to really engage your hamstrings a lot. You might feel it in your in your calves, but you won't feel it like in those abductors, that Sharon Stones. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got it. If we're talking about fully doing the legs, it's your
The Sharon
abductors, the
Stone.
adductors, getting those Sharon Stones going, your thighs, your middle, your quads, the hamstrings, the glutes, all that. That's what a leg day is. You know what I'm saying? So if you disregard that, like even when you was working out with me, and it's like, oh, we're gonna do these Sharon Stones, you was like, oh, I'm not sore except for that Sharon Stone shit. Because you normally don't do it. So those muscles are not being developed by you, even though those are part of your legs. Those areas of your abductors, your thighs, upper thighs, don't really get developed. Why would they if you're just doing cardio? Your body doesn't need to engage those to do that particular function or activity.
Workout,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Son, you mentioned Sharon Stone. We're going to have to put that exercise video up so cats can see it. You know what I'm saying? I'll put it on the screen. I know you got videos of it. We have to put that on the screen, let cats see the Sharon Stone. You know what I'm saying?
Sharon Stones, man.
It's really was it the hip abductors or something?
The hip abductors and adductors.
There you go. So that's what it is, the real term, but Dre calls that the Sharon Stone. You know what I'm saying? You got some age on you. You'll know why it's called the Sharon Stone.
Yeah, I get that from Jim Gaffigan. He said that in one of his stand-ups.
Oh, okay.
He called it the Sharon Stone machine. And
I love Jim Gaffigan. That's our dude.
He's like, well, he called it the Sharon Stone machine, and then he went on to call it the gynecological exam.
Oh, that I remember. Right. He said, you ever see chicks on there looking like they getting a gynecological exam?
Right.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And it's funny because when women are on it, it's like you can't. He said, "There's no proper way to use that machine." It's like if it's nothing to you, like, yeah, fellas, this is nothing. Yeah, come on, I got the strongest vagina,
strongest crotch in here. That's what he said.
Right.
I got the strongest crotch in here.
Right. Or either they're like super shy and they don't want anybody kind of seeing them on it.
Of course.
And I used to never use that machine. It is something that traditionally people saw as a feminine kind of machine. And then, I started using it and I'm like, whoa, like just like what you did, like, man, I really feel this in me's like upper thighs. This is a dope machine.
No, I didn't like
it. I loved it because it's engaging in terms of creating a physique, you know what I'm saying? Creating an aesthetic. I want to hit every muscle that I can, you know what I mean? In terms of getting a nice aesthetic. And I started doing those and I started seeing the results in my legs, that the strength of my legs. And I realized by developing those, I could squat more. Like, oh man, I could do a lot more weight now because, squats engage everything. Like, it's all going to go. But because we separating things in terms of bodybuilding, doing those abductors and adductors, my squats were much better, much deeper. I could do more weight. And even when doing the leg press, I was getting a lot more out. So I saw the difference in using that machine. And, then I had to let go of these silly notions of girl machine or girl workout.
Yeah, but that sexist shit is
machine.
Stupid.
That's dumb. Yeah. So we sometimes carry some of that silly old school stuff into the gym. When you learn to let that stuff go and take your ego out, a lot more activities, a lot more exercises will open up to you.
That's right. You gotta leave your ego at the door.
No doubt.
That's it. But all right. I guess that's it for today. This was a good little, good little pod. Yeah. We hit a couple different sections.
No doubt.
So that's it. Hopefully my volume is better today. I was trying not to, T-Rex it on y'all today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And hopefully y'all enjoyed it. So we'll be back next week. Same bat channel. Same bat time. And that's it.
All right, man.
See y'all next week.
Peace.
And let's roll out. Roll out. Roll out. Roll out. Let's roll out.